Hello, it's Benjamin, and welcome to another After Effects tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about how to make an apple disappear. Well, teleport, really. So, here's the clip we're going to be working with. Short, sweet, kind of small, just something to make you understand what we're talking about in a really simple way. Something there, and then it's not. You know what I mean. You don't, but that's not the point. But I don't even know what I mean anymore. What? Anyway, tutorial. So originally I had this clip which I made almost a year ago, and I was trying to recreate it, and I thought, hey, this would be a cool experiment to do and show for everyone. So here we are. So I'm going to show you how to make this. This is the original, and this is the one I recreated earlier. So I'm going to show you how to recreate it. You can judge which one you like better. Truthfully, I think I did a better job on the original one, because I probably spent way too much time trying to copy it, but you can decide for yourself. Okay, so first off, you're going to want to make a new comp. So first you're going to scroll through here. I'm going to show you what we used exactly to make this as we went along, but you're going to basically want to use... Basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use stuff from Video Copilot. It's not necessary, but I definitely recommend it to facilitate the whole process of making this. And I'll explain more about that while I'm doing it. So let's just get all our footage lined up. Okay, welcome back. So our comp is all set up. All of our footage is here. We have the apple. We have the apple here, and then we have the apple gone. It's not actually a real apple, but I'm pretty sure you can tell that. There's a small color difference between both clips, but that's not going to be noticed once we're done with the full effect. I am using the exact same footage for the original here, and it's almost impossible to tell even if you're looking for it. The only thing that really matters is that your camera angle is exactly the same, unless you're intentionally trying to do it with two angles, and if you are, that doesn't really matter. I am apparently very popular. This is unusual considering we're talking about me. Okay, so like I was saying, camera angles, the main important thing here. You can even see that if you look really carefully that right here in the corner there, it's actually fallen down, and then on the original clip it's actually fine, which is probably a product of me being stupid while filming this. So if you go here and look at my footage, you can notice that I have the apple there appearing first and then just disappearing on a hard cut. Obviously it's going to look a lot better later, but for now this is kind of how you want to have it set up. Unless you want it to appear, something teleport in which case you listen to everything I'm about to say, but in reverse. I'm kidding. You just switched the order of the clips. That was a joke. Wow, that was terrible. I am still debating whether I should leave that in the video. Okay, now that you have all your footage set up, you're going to want to go and pick your asset to basically sell the effect, your CGI component. For this, I used... Let's go here. For this, I used Video Copilot's Shockwave effect, which is $50 to get it, but it's not necessary. You can achieve the same effect by watching and going to one of their free tutorials and learning how to do the exact same Shockwave effect without having to buy their pack. They're really cool that way. So basically, just for simplicity, I'm going to show you using their Shockwave pack, but you can still just copy their methodology from that and then transport it over. The other thing we're going to be using is also from Video Copilot. It's their Optical Flares, but like I said, you can also get around this in a very easy way, but for simplicity, I'm just going to show you using it. They also have a tutorial on their website about how to get around having lens flares with only stock After Effects. So going through the very detailed list of shockwaves, I've chosen the ones that I like the best for this effect. And they're all right here. So, I have chosen this one and this one. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your first shockwave. You're going to want to use 2 to really sell this effect, but you can use however many you want. You're going to want to overlay your first shockwave, set the mode here to screen, and if you see this, instead you just go down here to toggle switches, and you'll see it pop up. You want to click mode, and you want to go to add. all of those have a ton of different effects, which you can see it has some very weird ones, but we're going to be using add for this. Then you're going to want to go and drag it over the center of the object of which you want to teleport. And then you're going to right click on here, go to time stretch, and set it to something like 25. What this will do is it'll speed up the time of the effect, making it happen a little bit quicker. It's basically speeding up the frame per second. Okay. Next thing you want to, so just drag this over on top. Basically, you're going to want to find the point of which the shockwave starts to settle down and the point of which the apple or the object disappears, and match those two together. So that way it looks like right when it's the most explosive part of the shockwave, that's when you see it disappear. No, I was wrong. Okay. You're going to be moving this back and forth a lot until you find the right timing here. And even after you find the right timing, you're still going to be able to change it and finagle it a little more. Do people still use that word? Alright, I think that's it. So what you're going to want to do is Command-C, copy the layer, and basically break it up into two parts. The point of which, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is the first part, and part 2 is right after it disappears. So this is part 1 with the apple, part 2 with the gun. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to speed up the back portion dramatically. So take it from 25 to like 15. And then you're going to want to take the front part and also speed that up, but just a tiny bit less to set. You just want to make the effect vibrant and very quick, but you don't want to make it too quick to where you can't see it. So I'm going to probably set the front to, I don't know, 18. The reason there's a small time difference is because you want to see it open, but you want to see the grandness of it open, but you don't want it to linger too long, so you make the end quicker. So now it looks something like this. So that looks almost completely terrible, but we're going to be fixing that as we go along. So now you're going to want to do and take your second shockwave effect, put it right on, and recreate the exact same process. I'll speed it up to do it quickly. A really important side note, you really want to get the timing of the two explosions starting pretty much simultaneous, otherwise it might look a little weird. Like, you want it to kind of look seamless, like that, not kind of something like this. That just would look weird. Now that looks pretty good there. Now you just want to have your little bit of a color correct. So, go here, you're going to want to go type into your effects preset. You'll know that, you'll be able to visualize that by clicking effects. And you're going to want to press and go for curves. Color correction, curves. There we go. You're going to go to pick one. You're basically going to just set up the color. It's really simple. You just like increase RGB increases basically the color, although it's not doing anything for the specific effect. Red increases the color of the red channel. The red channel. RGB increases. Green. You can just play around with the colors here. So I'm just going to go skip ahead to the color preset that I already have chosen and like. So, okay, so I like purple. I think it works really well to sell this effect, so, but you can use any color you want. You can choose like blue. Looks pretty good-ish. But I'm going to stick with purple because I'm my own person. I'm my own man. Anyway, so you're going to want to take that effect and copy it onto all the other shockwave effects. Unless you kind of want to have like this dual color thing where some look different than the others, which is also okay. I just won't agree with you. So, yeah. Shots fired, as they don't say. There you go. So that's looking pretty good. So that already looks pretty good, but it doesn't look great, but we're getting there. We're gonna get there. So now that you have this set out like this, we're looking pretty close to the original, which, if I can remind you, looks like this. But you can clearly see that there's one key thing we're missing here. That little purple glare. And this is where that that optical flares comes in. That's from Video Copilot. It's really good. It's really great. They use it. Lens flares are what J.J. Abrams uses on all of his all of his movies, and he actually uses these exact same ones. So you can get them here, or as I said, you can just go Google it, and you'll be able to find a tutorial from the same person who makes this for how to get that same effect without having to buy these. Or you can even get this same effect live by just having a fog machine and filming through and just shooting light through the fog while filming. And go up to Layer, add a new solid, and what this will do is it'll just create an object for you to manipulate later. But no, that's not relevant right now. You're going to throw it all the way on top. And you're going to go look in the effects browser for Optical Flares. Or like I said, you could just use the other methods. You're going to want to go to Options. You're going to want to go to Options. You're going to want to check out Natural Flares for you can use any one you want to sell your effect. I just have a liking to this one. I'm going to modify it a little bit by getting rid of some assets I don't like. And I think, yeah, that looks pretty good. Just like a little bit of a color modification. And I think that sells our effect quite nicely, if I do say so myself. And I will say so myself. So now it's over black, and what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go to render mode and put it over on transparent, and then you're gonna take this red ball and drag it on to the area where the big flare should be, and then this second one modifies the lens distortion, so you just can set that however you like. In my case, it's going to be like this. I don't particularly like the color here, so I'm going to keep playing with it a little bit. I think I'm going to go here, put this back on add, just see how that does. Yep, that adds that makes it, I think that blends it in with the scene a little bit better. Add a little bit of a color tint, and I think that's good. But now you're going to need to color frame. So now it looks really good for the moment it disappears. But you're going to need to keyframe the color. And what that means is you're basically going to set it so that the lens flare will start off, and then will slowly graduate in. So we'll go to the part where we assume that the lens flare should start, pretty much right around here. We're going to click these compasses, or these stopwatches, on brightness and scale. We're going to move along through the scene to the point where we think it should be the brightest, which should be the last frame before your object disappears. I'm going to put it to scale like 150, and then 2 or 3 frames after, you should turn it all the way back down to 0. And it should look something like that. Go here. Yeah, so I think it looks pretty good. I don't want to show you the exact process in which I did it, like I don't want to show you the exact numbers I used here and the exact spots which I used the keyframe, because I don't want you to be completely copying what I'm doing for your films. I want you to take the idea of what I'm doing and use it for your own selfish purposes. That is what a good content creator does, after all. Anyway, so the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to add these black bars, because if you noticed before, I had these weird black bars because of how I was exporting my clip, and it just kind of messed up everything. But I do want to have black bars, so I'm just going to copy the aspect ratio that's set up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this tool, this mask tool. We're going to click onto the point with the black bars, and we're going to basically copy the inside without the bars. So we're going to go here, and we're going to create a box to there. And that's going to create a mask. And that's basically going to be throughout our entire image. So basically now you're just going to set the mask how it should be, and it should. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to leave that on add, and you're going to want to copy and paste this mask onto every single other layer in your After Effects comp. And now you're going to notice that you're missing the 2 bars. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back up to Layer, New Solid, make sure it's black, and then put it all the way at the bottom. And then that takes care of your black bar. So here you go. Here's the effect. So that's what we just did. Here's the copy I did a few hours ago. And here's the original for which I based this entire effect, this recreation of the effect on. Personally, I still like the original just because of its specific vibrancy, but I couldn't find the exact same shockwave if I did. But I don't think the other ones were half bad anyway. So, this is Benjamin, and thank you for watching my video. Subscribe.